It is now time for Women's Hour, and all I can say is a great hello and welcome to the one and only, the amazing duo of Pat and Helen from I Care I Move. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome. You actually got us today from my kitchen to start with, and then we'll go and sit down and have a proper natter in the comfort of my front room. But I have to laugh because behind the screens today, my lovely Weimaraner puppy has decided she wants to join in and film.
Aww.
So happy Tuesday! Are you manifesting at the KL Studios?
Yeah, we're doing all right over here. It's a bit more chaotic than normal, but it's lovely to see yourself. And by the looks of it, we're doing something food-based, and you've got my interest piqued.
Well, this is my dog. So this is one of my babies.
That's what the people want to see.
I'm going to juice. So I'm going to tell you and explain the difference between juicing and smoothies.
Oh, okay.
So and the dog's just run away with my shoe. So it is a little bit of chaos, but this is live TV, right?
Of course.
So I'm going to introduce you to juicing, and what we know over the years, we've been delivering juicing conversations and teaching people how to get on board with the idea of juicing for a very long time, and sometimes you have to go with what we call the lowest hanging fruit. I know. And I'm going to introduce you to the ginger shot. And I'm going to knock it out quickly and we're going to have a little taste. And then after that, I'm going to show you what a green juice is and talk. Pat's got a stack of questions for me. Then we're going to have a little break. And after the break, we are going to have a deep delve into manifesting and what on earth is Tuesday about. Let's talk about this portal that's opened up for us, and we'll have a chat about that. And of course, we always come back to female health and well-being. So that's us. We've got a lot to get done. So let's get going.
I must admit, I am interested in this ginger one you're talking about because I'm aware that ginger helps with motion sickness. As someone who plays a lot of VR, I get a lot of that, and I've been trying to work out different ways to get more ginger into my diet.
Oh, honestly, this is a really cool thing. So this will knock your socks off. And if you like coffee, treat this as nature's equivalent to a coffee shot, okay? So, and I tend to prepare things in bulk. And the reason we do that is because one reason people go off the idea of juicing because they think it's messy. And actually, it can be messy, but we bulk prep. We bulk juice, and then we end up freezing it, shoving it in glass bottles, because juices, unlike smoothies, it doesn't expand when it's frozen. So it means that you've got a big old stack of stuff in the freezer good to go. So
it's funny you say that. I just under my breath said, I wouldn't freeze a glass bottle. That'll probably expand. And I'm completely, you've got me. You got me on that one.
No, great, yeah. So, and they're the questions that people ask. And here's my next thing. If you've ever drunk an alcohol shot before, you know how nasty they are. My argument is if you do a shot, you can do a shot of ginger. One makes you fall over. The other one enriches your soul and at a cellular level makes you feel fantastic. So it's a win-win, right?
I won't confirm or deny.
Ginger, lemon, apples. 6 apples, 3 lemons, and as much ginger as you can tolerate. I've got, my juicer is called a slow pressed cold juicer. So it takes time to squeeze the juice out, and we'll come on to that in a bit, in a moment. The other type of juicer is a
centrifugal.
Centrifugal, I always forget this word. And centrifugal applies heat and speed. So from a nourishment point of view, it starts to break down straight away, which it's good, but not as good as the cold press. So listen to it. It's got a little bit of a hum. So my kitchen in a moment will smell phenomenal if only we had smell-o-vision. So I'm just chopping up my apples.
And you're not taking the core out, are you?
Not taking the core out. Sometimes I pull the stems off. So and remember, I've done 6 apples, 3 lemons, and as much ginger as you can tolerate. I'm not really peeling the ginger either, but I am chucking it into little thumb-sized bits. Now, if you look closely here, you'll see the apple mulch coming through, the ginger mulch coming through. So that goes into one area, and then the juice comes under the other. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can. I love, like you said, I didn't know the difference between the fast and slow type presses, and I expected when you said it was slow for it to take a long time to do, but it still go relatively quick. To be fair.
And from you know that we love talking about stress and well-being. Actually, it's really mindful because you're really in the zone doing it, and my room already smells phenomenal. It takes 30 minutes of your day, and you've got a week's worth of goodies. So, with the cold pressed juicers, they don't like the skin of lemons too much, so I take the edges of the lemon off, but nothing fancy. So we've got skin. And then the peelings, obviously, we put those into composting. Some people, a lot of my friends that have gone on to become juice magicians, they use the mulch and the pulp for things like brownies and stews.
Amazing. I mean, that's lovely. You literally no waste at that point.
Well, you guys with your fridge, I mean, there's so much you can do with it. So, yeah, I mean, it does really open up a lot of options for you. And I've just chucked in loads of ginger. The benefits of this, firstly, it's a quick call to action to get people converted to juicing. So when I introduce people, this is a quick and easy. It's tasty. And as you become more adept to juicing, you'll take on more ginger and it gets more fiery. Sometimes it's nice to add in a bit of turmeric. Turmeric and ginger are fantastic anti-inflammatories, nature's anti-inflammatories, and they work as an antibiotic with the ginger as well. Apple, you know, the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, again, it's true. Eat your veg, eat your greens, and you'll feel really well. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So 6 apples, 3 lemons, and if you want it bittery, you can add maybe a bit of lime. The pulp that comes out of it is actually, this one's a bit soggy. When we go on to the green drink in a minute, it will be quite dry. So there's a question that comes up a lot around fibre. So there is this assumption that fibre is taken out at source, because we're taking the mulch out here. But actually that's not strictly true, because we have soluble fibre and non-soluble fibre. And the soluble fibre is still at cellular level in this juice. We're taking out the stuff that you won't be able to absorb into your body, and this will just get pooed out, essentially. So what we've got here with this mulch is basically it helps to give your bowel a bit of a rest and your gut a bit of a rest. What we know over time that some people, we just need to kind of back off if they've got health issues. And we're starting to understand way more information around the gut-brain connection. Sometimes you just need to turn off our guts, relax it off. Fibre is present in the juice, and you can see when I pour it, it's quite clear and liquidy. So this is it. Honestly, it is just so good. And then it's always nice to drink with friends. I stick this up. Pat's gone, oh, I'm not ready for that.
I've got a spare hand.
So with this, 1 ginger shot down the hatch. Chin chin.
I must admit, I really want. After watching you go through all that, it looks beautiful. I do love my fruit juices. I love smoothies.
Yeah. Don't you wish that this was now? Is it like Blue Peter where they're like, here's one that I made earlier?
Yeah, why
Where's
are we doing
ours?
this? I want this in the cafe. This isn't fair.
Yeah,
we need this here.
Sample.
I think we need to do another show, and we'll be your taste testers quite happily. You know.
I'll bring in my juicer because this is magic. I'm gonna go on to do a green now. and demonstrate the difference. So interesting, you said you love your smoothies. Now, there's a lot of sugar in vegetables and fruit. Did you know that?
Yes, I've had this conversation with my mum who's diabetic, and her response was, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I'm thinking, I think there's a lot of people who don't know that, isn't
You
there?
presume it's healthiest for you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, sugar from fruit, I prefer over sugar from McDonald's. Sometimes you have to choose your battles. So what I'm going to do now, so again, when sugar, it all starts at mastication. So everything in terms of nourishment, nutrition and food starts with chewing. And learning to chew is really important. And there are days, I don't know about you guys, but I'm so hungry. I literally have the bowl at my chin and I'm going. Particularly when it comes to pasta, and I love pasta.
Oh, don't get me started.
Love pasta. But with greens, you're actually starting to take on board more veg straight away. It's quite hard to consume five veg a day for most people in society today. Truth be told, we used to struggle with 12 a day. Well, actually, the story is we wanted to do 12 a day, and we couldn't get people to commit to eating 12 vegetables, so that's why we have 5. So truth be told, we need you to consume more veg. I'm just going to transfer my ginger over.
While you're doing that, Helen, you knocked on an interesting subject. I used to struggle to get that kind of level of fruit and veg in me. I'm not going to say the obvious right now, but I did find it difficult. Now, I've met my partner, Els. We've been together now just about 2 years. She's a very, very, very good cook. And now I find us accidentally, just in one meal, having 6 or 7 fruit or veg, and you're not even thinking about it. Like, we've managed to change our way of thinking completely, or she's changed my way of thinking, and it's really nice, and it makes me feel better, and it is lovely. Could definitely recommend it to anyone who thinks it's not too easy.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. And then suddenly your body goes, oh, I like this. I fancy more, and you end up craving more veg. The more veg you eat, the more veg you want. It's so good for you. So there is a difference between fruit smoothies and veg smoothies, though. So can you see straight away we've got more of a drier mulch. So this is spinach going in here. So I start with spinach. I'm going to add in cucumber because cucumber essentially, and it's very tasty. It's very good for you. Truth be told, we're all actually just human cucumbers. Because we're filled with as much water as a cucumber is. But it does fill out the content. Spinach, kale, again, really popular with the greens. You can add in things like spirulina if you want the energy boost. Now today, what I've done, I've already chopped up some pineapple. Pineapple, so it's got that sweetening to it, so that's really tasty. I'm going to chuck in the ginger, because I'm a bit of a ginger addict anyway, so I'll just take that. And then I'm going to add in a couple of apples. So what have we got? We've got kale. Have I chucked in lemon? Can't remember. So you can see I'm less relaxed with the rules when it comes to ginger, the green drinks. And that is partly because it's whatever I've got in my fridge. Now I tend to make 2 styles. I do a green drink or I do a red drink, and the red drink tends to be more orange-based, ginger, turmeric and beetroot. So again, there's a lot of healing properties in my choices of the things I juice. Predominantly more veg than fruit, and the reason being is that fruit is fructose, so it's a higher sugar content. But again, I prefer my sugar from fruit than sugar from cake. And I know this is making me feel well as well. So I've just got a couple more apples to just chuck in here, and probably a little bit more spinach, and then we're good to go. It's this simple. So as I said to you, I prep in bulk.
Helen, it's quite a question I was going to ask you as well, is these health drinks can be quite costly to buy in shops.
I was about to ask that.
So obviously making them from home, I'd say you would promote, because obviously it works out a bit cheaper as well.
Yeah, buy in bulk. And you know, you've got your Lidls and Aldis of all of the shops. They tend to be really good for particularly more of the exotic type fruits. I mean, even apples these days are really expensive. But again, it's if you buy in bulk, it works out cheaper than a coffee a day. So, and then again, it's about choosing your battles. You know, what do you want out of this? Me, I want to improve my health. I don't want to be that person who's starting to develop indigestion. I prefer to have a healthy diet because I feel well and I function better. I sleep better when I have a better diet. I know that. I'm not necessarily doing this for weight loss, even though some people do these type of programs for weight loss, and that's brilliant. I do this more of about a health boost, so I feel well. And really and truly, from a well-being perspective, we'd far prefer you to feel good about yourself on the inside, and that helps to radiate to the outside.
Helen, don't mind me just... Oh, sorry, Pat. After you. My apologies.
Okay, it's fine. I was just going to say, a lot of people think that it's too acidic for them, especially if they've got digestive issues.
Ooh.
What have you got to say about that then?
Actually, you'd think it's acidic because I put in things like lemons. Actually, it's an alkaline-based thing. Can't think of the word, and I'll tell you why. We swing towards being quite acidic bodies from early in the morning. The second you wake up, you know, we tend to go for a coffee, and then it may be toast or a bowl of cereal. You know, we're not often looking at veg until lunchtime, and then we'll have 2 slithers of cucumber and your tuna and cucumber sandwich. So actually, this is very alkaline because you're having so much vegetable. It works like tiny little micro scrubbing brushes in your body, so it's really good at helping to unblock things at a cellular level. And with that said, you know, by the time you get to tea time at home, you're starving, you're ravenous. You've probably had a bit of cake for your mid-afternoon because you've had a bit of a slump. And that's just because you're just not hitting it hard with your veg first thing. So I always recommend that you, a ginger shot. So start your morning with a quick one of these. And then over the period of the morning, we start adding, it will take me probably half a day to consume a full green drink. Now look at that, look how that pours. Isn't that beautiful? Again, it's quite fine, so it's not sludgy, and it puts off a lot of people that they think it's really sludgy. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of thick smoothies, because they're a bit nasty for me. So this, for me, is a win-win. So I'm juicing, I've got my fibre, I'm eating, so I've had way over my 5 a day just out of this and in this. It's low in sugar because it's more veg than it is fruit, so it's not going to send me on some kind of roller coaster of highs and lows throughout the day, and I feel a bit smug.
Can we just appreciate the fact it's almost like in a cocktail glass? Is that a purpose
I love
decision?
that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's just a feel-good thing, isn't it? Look at me. It looks really good. Makes you feel just that little bit better on top of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And you know, don't underestimate that. Because our bodies get quite stressed and we live in quite high stress states, probably the worst thing we can do for ourselves is to watch the news, and there's an awful lot of terrible stuff in the news, whilst eating your food on your lap. You're still in your fight and flight mode hormonally. So actually celebrating, you've put all that effort into preparing something wonderful, celebrating and making a beautiful, I don't know, laying it out is really good for the soul, because what this does, it puts me into a state of rest and digest. I'm utterly with it because I've had this whole mindful experience. It smells nice, I'm sensory enlightened, the colours are really strong and wonderful. So all of this is bringing on my serotonin, my dopamine, my happy hormones. And then when it comes to the actual taking a sip of it, it's making me feel even better. So yeah, 100%. Do not underestimate laying your table up and eating like a king and queen.
Amazing.
Wow, great advice there.
Perfect. So what Elle and I actually try and do is to make sure whenever we're eating, we make sure it's not just a quick and easy or doesn't seem too dirty thing. We're always trying to, make it a nice, enjoyable experience and have something healthy as well. Even if it's an unhealthy meal, we still make sure we have something healthy in it.
Yeah. 100%. And even if you sit at the table, play some nice music as well, all of that just allows your body to respond to being nourished. If we're eating under stress, it's literally going through your body and it's not giving you any benefit whatsoever. So eating with pleasure, that's what this is about.
Is there anything you wouldn't juice, Helen, or anything you add in at the end or anything?
Oh, really good question. So a lot of people love avocados. Avos goes off. I mean, there is literally a finite moment, isn't there, to eat the perfect avocado. Avocados do not juice well at all whatsoever. So what I tend to do is make up the juice and then I'll use the smoothie. So I'll chuck in the avocados to thicken it up and then I'll get extra fat. The other thing I'll do with the smoothie, I'll put in coconut oil. So I can mix up the smoothie, blend it into this with coconut oil, which we know is really good for you as well. So that's how I would just change the consistency of the texture.
Perfect. Well, I mean, amazing information. You've got quite a knowledge on this as well. Really helpful to know. Obviously, we're not leaving you guys quite yet, but I would like to say maybe it's time for us to move on to a bit of music, then we can come back for another half of Women's Hour.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little chat in a minute. We'll talk about our manifesting Tuesday, because it is the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. We are going to chat about that. Yeah, this is my business. Myself and Pat and the team, we run a health and wellbeing consultancy, and nutrition and nourishment are a big part of who we are and what we do. So yeah, I know this stuff. And I'm always willing to have a conversation with people if they're just getting going, getting started, trying to understand about the benefits of juicing. Please feel free to get in touch with us, info@icareimove.com, and always happy to have a chat with you, or even better still, run a demonstration with you so you can taste it and really experience the benefits of juicing.
Fantastic. I like that. What a way to extra the first half. That's better than us.
Right.
Better than us. Right, we're going to go now, guys, to a couple of songs. And sticking with our challenge, of course, from Nathan on our 2 songs per hour, we have got for you What's Gonna Be by H2O. And, of course, Loveful by Two Colours. Not those in there while we're doing this segment. Multitasking. I thought we're not meant to be able to do that. It's time for us now to say hello again to Pat and Helen for the rest of Women's Hour. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
There we go. I panicked for a second there. I thought, uh-oh, they're not there. Hello. We got the dog in as well.
Yeah, this is my baby. You're recording on the other thing.
No, I was going to try and do it.
So go run and do it. It's fine.
I love this.
So just as much chaos as here. It's fine.
I love this segment because not only do we love what you guys talk about and what you promote, but I'm just nosy, and it's great to see inside your house, to be honest. It's like MTV Cribs.
During the pandemic, me and Nath would do a show every day, and honestly, it was hilarious. So we do this well-being segment for 15 minutes or so, proper chatting about everything and anything. Oh, there he is.
He cannot help but get involved, can he?
I love you all. You're all awesome. And then we'd like completely transform it all again, and it would be a gym studio, and we'd have to do some exercises and stuff. So yeah, we've seen pretty much all the transformation going on in my house. And then suddenly I became obsessed with gardening during the lockdown as well. So it's all fun and games here.
Amazing.
We spotted the daffodils in the kitchen, in the lounge.
I must say, your house is very well kept. It looks absolutely lovely, bright, and just a happy feeling house. It's nice.
Aren't you lovely? Little secret, I was an interior designer in my former life. Ooh. And it's kind of stayed with me. I am dyslexic, and I've just sat on that creative spectrum. But don't be fooled. It doesn't stay like this all the time. There was a quick whip around before we came on air.
Oh, I mean, that's standard, isn't it? It's standard. If you're going to be showing your house, even just to one or two guests, let alone an entire radio and TV studio, I mean, I think I'd be doing a quick whip around as well.
Oh, yeah, below the camera is just mess everywhere, but as long as it looks nice, fine.
Keep the camera above. It's fine.
That was exactly what you said to me.
Point the camera in that direction, because if you just go 10 degrees in the other direction, you've got the stuff that I've hidden behind the corner.
And I can't see anything, so I could hardly see what it was like. So
Honestly.
Pat, can I just say it's lovely to see Pat, because obviously I know you've been unwell.
Let me tell you, she's terrible at photography and film.
I am not.
You are
at photography.
Oh, you are. Panoramic Pat, they called you.
Oh my goodness me. It's lovely to see you well, Pat, 'cause I know obviously you've not been feeling too great, so it's lovely to see your smiling face as always.
Thanks, Podge. Yeah, getting better, so every day's better. So fingers crossed. And I'm going to have a lovely juice, or going to try a bit of juice as well. So that'll be fabulous.
Oh, bless her. So listen, what are you doing to manifest today? And do you know about the portal?
I don't. I'll be honest with you. My day's being taken up by some it's getting very busy and chaotic here, even for normal chaos. I can see a lot of dressed people coming in. We've got some VIPs in the building. There's a lot of things going on. I haven't got time to think about all of this. So save me here.
Is this because of the date you're talking? It's
So according to astrology, today, which is the 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. Is a day where the universe is open to manifestation and opportunity, and according to the astrologers, it's like today's a magical day. It's like the day that you get for what you wish for in a very positive way, but not only just thinking it, but actually creating mood boards and really actively promote everything that's magical about the today, because it's all about the numbers, and the numbers read back to front, but they also read upside down as well. And it is just the first and last time this will happen this century.
And the last time was 1-11-11. And there's a thing that you do all the time. Helen always says 11-11. She said, "Oh, it's 11-11 now. I've got an interesting fact for you that you'll like." 11. So they're called angel numbers.
Yes.
Because I didn't. She said, "What about your manifestation portal?" I'm like, "What?" So I looked it up. So they're called angel numbers. Okay, and the angel number 222 makes the manifestation more powerful. Now, the 111 angel number is one of the most powerful messages your guardian angel can send you, and it's linked with creativity, motivation and innovation.
Oh, there you go.
Did you know that?
I didn't know they were linked to motivation, creativity, and what was the first one?
Creativity, motivation, innovation.
Innovation.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of me. That's literally who I am, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's quite exciting. But yeah, I love numbers. I'm totally into numbers. They all make sense to me. So today is a real magical day for numbers and those who are into numerology.
Yeah, and it's also a Tuesday. So Tuesday is the second.
It's all happening here, isn't it? It's great.
We're clutching at straws with the whole Tuesday thing, but I like it.
Hey, look, we're trying to do that with songs, all right? Let's not judge them for what we're trying to do.
That said, part of our work at I Care Move is empowerment. So, and I've always said, it's not just one, you've got to build a toolbox of tricks, right? So today being this manifestation day, actually goal setting is really, really important, and it helps us us humans to move forward. Setting out our stall, looking towards things. It's really good for our mental health, and that's why manifestation is so important to me, because we use it as part of our toolbox of skills to help people when they are working on their self-empowerment and self-development journeys.
And actually this portal started on the 2nd of the 2nd,
yes.
2nd of February.
Yeah.
And now it's at its strongest. But what a cracking few weeks we've had, haven't we?
Oh my word.
Because we've just been full on focused and motivated and thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, and I think, and it's really interesting because myself and Pat, we've had some conversations. You know, a lot of our work is self-development, and we are working with a lot of businesses around how we can bring in more mental well-being into organisations, how we can support women, how we can support inclusion better in businesses, and self-development, understanding a bit more about you as a person. Now, sometimes, and when the weather's rubbish and grey and miserable, we like to nest and we like to wrap our blankets around us and cushion. That's what I would say. And that's when we're at our least bravest, we're at our most comfortable, when we're inside those little comfort zones. And actually, February for us as a business has been stepping outside and being terrified, but excited about opportunity, potential, and taking things to another level.
And sometimes it only takes one person to say, you can do this.
Yeah.
You actually can do this. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And we've spoken about this, dumbing it down and going, we're not there. We're not those people.
Yeah.
We can't quite do that.
Yeah.
But actually, yes, we can.
And I think that's a really strong message, because sometimes you have your friendship groups around you, and sometimes they can talk you down off opportunities. And that's why it's really important to have critical friends in your life, not ones to criticize, but the ones that actually know you for the best parts of you, and the ones that say, you've got this, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think certainly from supporting women, which is another big piece of our work, it's really important that we do that.
Yeah.
So we're not holding people back. Say, go for it. What have you got to lose?
Yeah. And we always encourage other people to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
So we need to, we always reflect on our decisions and things, but we need to kind of take a bit of our own medicine sometimes, don't we? But and most of the time we do.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need that little push ourselves and go, do you know what?
So part of the toolbox is reflection as well. Do you guys do this? Do you do a radio show and suddenly go, do we need to think back how that went? What was good? What was not so good? What could we do more of? You know, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reflection, having time away to look at what you've been doing and what you're up to. And this is a life thing. This isn't just a work thing. It's really important, because suddenly you'll think, oh, actually, I could change that, or we could do that better. And that's what I'm up for.
Yeah, and reflective practice is what they call it in nursing as well. And it's, for us now in a business, it's good for us to say, that went well, we could have done that better. How are we going to make it better for next time? How are we going to make it work differently? And looking at the options. So
I've got to say, we sort of do that every time we play a song, because I look back and I go, what was that?
Why?
Come on. No, in all seriousness though, we do that every day. We make sure we chat to each other, we double check with each other here, we check in the other rooms, in the other departments, make sure that we're all happy with how different segments went. We talk about how it could get better. We'll always sort of keep holding each other to account nicely, so we can.
It's a learning progress, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you go, you learn, like you said, and I think the more we do things, the more experience you get, and you find out what works well for you and for everyone else. So yeah, you've raised some really important points there, I think.
With reflection, this is really interesting, because I have a really good rapport with Nathan, and we've always had this interactive chat doing these TV shows. I've not done that with you guys before, and I'm going to say we need to do that more often.
Yes.
Hey.
Like that. Yeah, we usually just hand off to you and go, right, it's lunchtime, see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the thing, somebody asked me a question this week. In fact, somebody got a bit cross with me because I was endorsing women-only networks. And I think there's a valid place for women-only networks. Don't get me wrong. I love networking, period. I just enjoy doing it. I like meeting other people. But actually, sometimes it's good for women to be in a safe place to have conversations that might be a bit more wrapped around emotional intelligence. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it's a good thing sometimes for all women to network together. Not a forever piece. And the same goes for Women's Hour. It is about women, but actually it's not exclusive to women. It's just a place where we can natter and talk about maybe subjects that have been considered a bit taboo, but also it's really nice just for like other people just might be interested in what we're talking about.
I'm gonna have to be that annoying person now, and be that usually that noise in your ear that you get when you're here that says it's time to start wrapping up. I'm afraid. So could you give us a few quick wrapping up points of today to help our listeners?
Right, well, I think the first one, I'm going to go first. We'll take this one in turn, maybe. Okay, so the first one is goal setting, manifesting, asking the universe, whatever you call it, planning ahead is a really important thing for the soul, because we need to keep looking forward in life. And it helps us to move forward emotionally, and also helps us get to the things that we want out of life, whether that's finance or happiness or whatever it is. Sometimes saying it out loud, asking the world for your support, and asking others for your support will hopefully get you to where you want to be.
And I'm going to say reflecting and learning from it, so that you're not standing still, you are moving forward. And try juicing out. I'm going to try this lovely juice. I did juice myself, I do. And it's so good for you if you've got digestive problems or other inflammatory issues going on in your body. It's so good for you. It's really easy. And don't make excuses. Just try it. It's fabulous.
So, and then finally, just touching on the juicing, when we're looking at trying to make improvements on ourselves, we are looking at the whole picture. So it's what you eat, how you sleep, how you move, how you rest, and how you have fun. So put it all together. You can't change the world. You can't boil the ocean. So just make one positive difference. And if today is the best day for manifesting, today is the day you change one thing to have the best you.
And think about us at 22 minutes past 10 tonight.
Pat, Helen, thank you so much for that. It's been amazing to be a part of your Women's Hour, so thank you for letting us get involved.
My pleasure. You look after yourselves.
And you two both too. We'll see you again very soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Amazing stuff. Very, very, very good.
Very good. I am manifesting their fish lampshade that was in the background. I want one of them.
Right, well, it's time for us to move on. Thank you very much again to Pat and Helen from iCare. And of course, find them on Facebook and Instagram for more information and obviously their latest events and activities.